We're taking a look at tower properties. I'm going to call them number 3 here and number 2, the new ones we got last year. We're going to do some work on these today, mowing, spraying, weed whipping, whatever needs to be done. Let's get started. Hey, before we get into it, please press that like button and double check that you're still subscribed. We're getting comment after comment from folks saying that they're somehow being unsubscribed. Check out that trimming job. I'm proud of it. It's not trivial to trim with a pull-type mower with those wheels way back there. Now this is tower number 2. In general, it's probably in the best condition of any of the 3 that we manage. This is the first mowing of the season. I'm sure some folks see it as all grown up, but to me, when the grass is consistent like that, it really doesn't look that bad. In any case, we'll get it knocked down. I'm running the mower really low, and that's causing it to pull hard. We'll probably talk some more about it through this episode. I may be running it too low, but I want to make sure we get it cut good. We've got a couple of brush piles here we need to deal with, just haven't had time yet. I'm thinking I might be able to bring a mulcher up here and mulch most of it. I don't really want to burn here, nor do I want to haul it off, so I'll probably just mulch what I can and, well, maybe bury some or maybe just leave it sit in a smaller pile until it rots further. That's a future project for another day. Let's take a brief review of the equipment we're running today. This is a 10-foot Flexwing rotary brush mower. To my knowledge, only 2 or maybe 3 manufacturers make a 10-foot model like this. The model number is TS10, and it's from Rhino Ag, rhinoag.com. What's amazing about this mower is its low horsepower requirements. It's rated for anything from 25 to 60 PTO horsepower. I've had both extremes on the mower, and I can say that that range is accurate. It can be pulled with 25 PTO horsepower, and 60 PTO horsepower is definitely all you need for essentially any condition. As I mentioned earlier, I think I'm running this mower too low in this particular setting. And I was confused because it's the same height, or at least the same cylinder retraction amount that I'd always used. But thinking back, I believe that my last use last season was with a 4 Series, Kenton's 3046R, and I simply forgot to adjust for the lower drawbar height of the 3R versus the 4R. And if you look closely, I believe you can see that the mower's leaning forward a little bit. It should be running flat. Yeah, I'm frustrated with myself. I should have remembered that, and I should have double-checked that anyway, but I had too much going on, and I simply forgot. The net result is I think I'm trying to cut it lower than I would cut my lawn, and this is contributing to why it's pulling so hard for me, and therefore why I've got to go so slow. As usual, we show you things even when they're not perfect. I just wish I would have remembered and would have figured out what was going on while I was still there. So that's the mower. Now let's talk a bit about the tractor. This is a 3046R. Typically the 46, the last 3 digits, are the horsepower. In this case, it's about 45 horsepower, just less than 45 engine horsepower, and just less than 34 horsepower at the PTO. So there is a fairly large horsepower loss between engine and PTO. The 3046R is quite unique in size and power as compared to other compact tractors. I do not know of another manufacturer that has a 45 horsepower tractor in such a small frame size. As an example, Kubota's L4060 and L4760 are both much larger, much more comparable to the 4 Series frame size. The Massey 1840M would be probably about as close as you could get to this tractor in this frame size. I've got the loader on, and that's so I can be carrying my Precision Manufacturing dual clamp Big Mouth 327 grapple. I've been finding a grapple very useful when I'm running a brush mower. It seems I always encounter large limbs or something, a rock or something that needs to be moved, so it's really nice to have my grapple aboard. This field's largely Kentucky 31 fescue, but it also has some other grass in it. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It may be orchard grass. If you guys know what it is, let me know in the comments section. I do know that that other grass, whatever it is, pulls really hard. One more comment here, and then I'm just going to let you listen to the tractor and mower for a while. We get a lot of derogatory comments talking about how I overlap too much. It seems people really like to insult and comment on that. Why are you overlapping so much? You're wasting half of your mower. Blah, blah, blah. Let me just say that it's not as easy as it looks. if you have any turns at all or your mower's not exactly straight with your tractor, it's a little bit hard to predict just where that mower is going to end up. Secondly, you'll see sometimes that the grass gets pushed out toward the side, so you can't really be taking the entire 10 foot, or it'll just push it out and not cut it off at all. So there has to be some overlap, and given the way the angle is on this Flexwing, I'm thinking it may be visually fooling you a bit, making it look like a larger overlap than it really is. Still, overlapping 2 feet with a 10-foot mower, I'm going to get a lot more done than if I overlap 1 foot with a 6-foot mower. While I've been mowing here, Dave has been slaving away, trimming the bushes, weed eating, and spraying. For some reason, Christy didn't get much video of that. Maybe she was afraid she'd get too close to the action and might have to work. I don't know. We'll have some after photos showing all of his work nearer the end of the video, so stick around for that. Yes, the water temperature seems to be going up, so I better make sure that my radiator is clear. Okay, enough talk for now. Let's sit back and enjoy the mowing.
He's gonna wish he had the cab tractor.
Yeah, she's right, I do, but my 3520 cab tractor just doesn't quite have enough power to handle this heavy grass like this. It's a few horsepower short of what we've got here. Later in the summer, when the grass is a little bit lighter, it'll handle it fine. we're at Tower 3 now. This brings back memories, bad memories for me and Christy, and so that's why we got Dave in there. Yep, we're doing some spraying work. Dave is doing some spraying in here. It looks a lot better than last year. I didn't see any poison ivy. Hey Dave, have you seen any poison ivy?
I'll tell you in 2 days.
I didn't see any when I peeked in there. But yeah, all the poison ivy that was up over the building, we got that all killed last year. We still have a pile of rubble here. The property's been mowed. Well, I mean, not a good job of mowing, as you can see here, but it has been mowed. Hey, Christy.
Hello.
And so I don't think we're gonna have to mow this one. This property is overall the worst of the 3 properties. I mean, it's got a bunch of just scrub trees around here. And the tower house itself is not in very good shape. A lot of thistles in there this year. I don't remember thistles last year. There's the area that we had mulched and got piled up into a lot smaller pile. The mulcher came unhooked, if you remember right, last year, and so we didn't get that finished as much as we wanted. The poison ivy that was up on these guy wires looks to me like it's all dead. Roundup does a number on poison ivy. I mean, I don't even see any at the base of it, right? Fabulous. I really like seeing that. Now I need to send Dave in there to get those vines out of there. No, we're gonna leave them. But yeah, it would be nice to get rid of them, but most of them are poison ivy, so I'm not gonna touch them. Now there is some wild grapevines in there that I see, but yeah, it's gonna be fine, just like it is. Now last year when we were here, Christy used a paintbrush and painted a Tordon mixture solution on these stumps right here. Actually all the stumps all the way around, but these are easy to see. It worked beautifully. They're dead. It's like that all the way around. And Christy, all you've done today so far is just lean here on the trailer and
Are you
look
wanting
at your
to stay
phone.
in the doghouse?
Stay in the doghouse.
Yeah, or be in the doghouse or
Ooh.
whatever.
No, Christy's not working much right now, but she deserved a minute off.
Seems like I ran down behind you with the little camera and the mower.
Yep. At tower number 2, we did a lot of mowing, as you're seeing here, and I think we got that one slicked up pretty well.
Yeah, it looks good.
That's a decent looking property. I think they ought to be able to release that tower. Release that tower.
L-E-A-S-E.
Well, it would be the same either way, right? Release or
Yeah, you're probably right.
release.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I get a lot of questions about these blades. I always say they're dull, but that's as sharp as I want them.
Yeah, they're giant chunks of steel, but that actually that's not a horrible edge for considering a brush cutter.
Yeah. The kind of stuff that I mow, I don't want that to be really sharp. If it's sharp, that steel will just roll up.
Right.
Right, and when it rolls up, then it's for sure dull, and it.
Because you don't necessarily want it to cut, you want it to break it, is more of the sense, right?
I would say, but I mean, sure, if you were only mowing, real gentle grass, then fine, run it a little sharper. But invariably, I hit rocks and I get into trees and stuff, and I just don't want the blades to get totally messed up. This one down here has rolled a little bit, and I've ground the top off of it, but you can kind of see, or maybe you have to feel it to feel how the top of it has rolled.
Right. Yeah, I can definitely feel it.
You can feel how that's rolled upward. So it was worse before I kind of ground that off. So I try not to keep them too sharp. And it doesn't bother me that they've got some, places where they've been, I guess, damaged, where they've hit rocks and stuff. I just take a grinder just a little bit and try to get any of the part that's rolled upward taken off, and other than that, I just kind of leave them, and I'll continue to use these until they wear probably all the way back to here.
Yep.
Well, this one wasn't as much work. I mean, we didn't have to mow this one, and they said they weren't quite as particular about how this one looked, so we didn't. We're not trimming it or anything. And I think Dave, you did all the work here.
Yeah, I showed up.
We really worked hard at the other tower.
Yeah, that was a lot of work.
And I think we got it looking really slick.
I think so too.
These photos I think will show a lot. Pretty impressed with it.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're kind of enjoying maintaining these towers. It just gives us something different to experience, and we get to try some different machines, different equipment each time.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. But land that produces thorns and thistles is worthless and is in danger of being cursed. In the end, it will be burned.